Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to shoot this short video really quick, talk about some new mindsets that I've been implementing into my life and how it's been changing it. And also just to share the mindsets, see what you guys think. Comment below, if you agree, if you disagree. I'd love to know your thoughts. So yeah, anyways, so a while back I quit my job at Twin Pine to go off and start my own business. And I had to resolve before I left, and I said, listen, anything that happens, if my business is succeeding by, a couple months, if it's failing within a couple months, everything that goes down is 100% my fault. I said, listen, I can't, if it's failing, I'm not going to go out there and blame it on the market. I'm not going to go out there and blame it on competition, because either of those things I do is just giving up, giving up responsibility, giving up control, and admitting that I can't do it because everything else is preventing me from doing it, right? That's not what we want to do, because that's just giving myself an excuse not to go out and accomplish what I want to do. So I made up my mind and said, listen, if in a couple months the business is failing and I haven't made any big sales, it's going to be 100% my fault. I'm going to accept that. So 2 months into this, and this was really scary, guys. So 2.5 months into it, I had this big sale that I was relying on. I said, listen, I have to make that sale just to stay afloat. Okay. So I talked to, I had this onboarding meeting because they had already agreed to go through with the project. So I had this onboarding meeting and it started going horribly. So I was relying on this big sale. I thought I had it, but the meeting started going horribly. And by the end of the meeting, I was pretty sure that I didn't actually have that sale anymore. Really, really scary, guys, considering that I was relying on that sale. But what I did is I looked back at the past couple months and I said, listen, it's still 100% my fault that I am where I am today. I wasn't prepared enough for that onboarding meeting. I was focused on other stuff. I didn't listen to this guy's advice that, told me to start doing certain things earlier that I didn't do till now. It's my fault that I didn't, put in the extra hours on this day, on that day, on that day. Everything that's happened so far has been 100% my fault. It's 100% my fault that I am where I am today. And that caused like a paradigm shift. And I started just going into everything twice as much, because it was this kind of like new reality to me that everything is my fault. And I know there's certain things that happen to us, especially early on in life, and there's certain things that happen to us in early jobs, or maybe we were in accidents, or some of that stuff. But we all are born with certain personality types, etc. So I'm not discounting that. But essentially, the point here I'm trying to make, guys, is that what you choose to do today. What you choose to do today. I'm not saying what happened a year ago. I'm not saying what happened 2 years ago. I'm not saying, because you're a certain personality, your future has to look like this. I'm saying what you choose today will determine your future. And where you are today is a result of all the decisions you've made. Okay? So you can't go out there in life and say, listen, I'm going to blame my failures on, especially if you're starting a business, I'm going to go blame my failures on the way the market is, or my competition, or I'm going to blame my failures because, my dad treated me like this, or my mom treated me like this. I'm going to blame my failures on, I had a bad group of friends growing up and this and that, because yes, that stuff is going to happen to people. That stuff is going to happen to people. And I'm not saying my life is necessarily worse, or I had a worse upbringing than everybody else. I'm saying, I have been very blessed with the upbringing I have. I've been very blessed with a group of friends I have. But guys, the way I think and the way I'm wired, I'm not a very smart person who can make decisions like that and just, set a list of goals and just I'm going to accomplish all these tasks in a short amount of time. I process things very slowly, and I'm probably the least qualified person I know out of anybody to run a business. But what am I going to do about that? What am I going to do about it? Am I going to say, okay, I'm not going to run a business? I could do that, but I know that if I apply myself and I follow the right principles and I learn the right skills, that I can do it, right? And I am doing it, and I'm making more money than I was at Twin Pine. In fact, in 2019, this coming year, we're expecting to do well over $250,000, just based off our system, based off things we've learned how to do, how we've learned how to prospect and go out there. And I have a couple people who are working for me now, and the thing is, I could have said, yeah, like I'm not a smart guy and I don't know how to do this, so I'm not going to do it. But I said, listen, I'm not a smart guy and I don't know how to do it, but I'm just going to do it anyways. Like I'm going to work 80 hours a week. I'm going to practice everything I need to practice. And I'm going to just rely on other people and bring other people together and sell them the vision and just make things happen, right? So again, like my point is just, you can choose. So you are where you are in life, and a big part of it are the decisions you've made, 100%. And when you start accepting 100% responsibility for where you are today, if you're 25 and you're still working at McDonald's, you have to look back and say, listen, this is 100% my fault. It's 100% my fault. What can I do about it today? What can I do about it? What changes can I make? What can I improve? Because yes, there are certain things you can't control, but when you start assuming that everything is your fault, you're going to end up controlling a lot more than you could have otherwise. So that's just my message here. And, I hear so many people who try to constantly sell me on, oh yeah, I wish I could go do this. I wish I could start this business. I wish I could start this e-commerce store. I wish I could work out and lose weight. I wish I could go off and start my own business. But, the market isn't good, and these other things aren't good, and I just feel so tired after work. And as soon as I start hearing that, I just instantly shut it off. I just turn my ears off. I don't let any of it get into my mind. If you're, sometimes people tell me, oh yeah, our business used to be successful, and now it's not doing as great, and this is going wrong for me. This is going wrong for me, and they constantly try to sell me on why they can't do it. And it's like, do you hear yourself right now? You're giving up all your control, you're giving up all your freedom by saying that what you can do is limited to everything else around you. It's the saddest thing in the world when people do that, because the culture we're living in, it's like all these pop songs, it's like, oh yeah, he did this to me and they did this to me, and here's why I turned out the way I did. And all the music and everything is about like that song, like, oh, I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. It's like all these songs and all this culture is about giving up control and saying, yes, I'm the way I am because of everything else around me, because of the world around me, because everything that everybody did to me is why I am the way I am and why I am where I am in life. I call that's total bullcrap. That's total bullcrap, because you can say, oh well, you don't understand. I was in a car accident and this happened to me and that happened to me, and this person stole this money I had, or I didn't get a great start in life because of this and that. I'm not saying those things don't happen, and I've been through some pretty tough times myself. When I used to work at a cabinet factory, I literally had to pay people to take me to and from work for almost a month because I didn't have a car. My car was broken down. I had to get my friend to come and take me to the store to buy groceries. Like, it was that bad, a few years ago. And like, yes, that stuff happens. And, yes, not everybody gets the easiest start in life. Not everybody's a silver spoon, as they say. But my point is, what are you going to do about it today? What are you going to do today to change your future? Okay? Because if you look back and you start accepting this, that, hey, maybe some of this stuff was my fault. Maybe I could have done something different here. Maybe, maybe I could have made this better decision. You will start figuring out better decisions that you can make for your future. And when you take 100% responsibility and you just know that you can, you have the power to change your life. You have the power to start making better decisions and better habits that in the long term yield better results. Then life is just, you're just going to kind of figure things out, and you're going to get to where you want to go, especially, if you have big goals and you can drive yourself or figure out, someone else who can drive you and help you get to where you want to go. And I just kind of have that burden because I see so many people, and it's like, yeah, you know, I want to get a better job at this, but X, Y, and Z happened to me, and you know, and this is the way I am. This is the way my dad was, and you know, I just can't. And it's like, do you hear yourself? Like you're trying to sell me on why you can't go do this stuff. Like I want you to sell me on why you can go do it. Again, like guys, like I'm the least qualified person I know to start a business. I'm the least qualified person I know to go out there and make these sales, to go do all this work, to manage employees. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it, guys, because I said, yes, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to get the help I need. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to, you know, I'm just going to rely on other people, and I'm going to work at it like 80 hours a week, okay? And that's what I'm doing, and that's why it's working out. But the good news is, because I took responsibility for my, for my failures, I can now take responsibility for my successes. I can do that because I've been taking responsibility for everything. And it's an awesome feeling, guys, to know that, okay, I did all this hard work and now it's working out for me. It's just amazing. But that's not even my point. It's not just to say like, oh yeah, everything's going great. My point is just look at your life a little bit and see and figure out, you know, where you really want to go, and just ask yourself like, hey, like maybe this is possible. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this big thing. Maybe I can be a CEO at XYZ company. Maybe I can accomplish it, and figure out what you want. And if you want it, and if you want it bad enough, then just do it. You know what I'm saying? And assume that there's a way. Always assume that there's a way, guys. Because when you start assuming that there's a way, your mind just kind of figures things out for you. And I mean, that's kind of everything I had. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Again, comment below if you agree, disagree. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. And yeah, just have an awesome day, guys, and see ya.